Hey guys, welcome back to another Ghost Reacts, and today we react to another video, and that video we are reacting to today is something very, very different that I've never reacted to on this channel before, but I have been watching a lot of him since I've heard about him, because I've been really fascinated into getting into clay modeling myself. There's a little hint in case you was waiting for a hint. Like the only representation I've got of like a clay made thing that he will be using in these videos is this piece here. A piece has just come off of his hair, but yeah, I made this back in college. It was a Michael Myers project that I decided to choose. It was a head bust. This is my first attempt at actually using clay ever, so I hope to improve at some point, which is why I watched this guy, because his style and the art stuff that he does for his clay modeling is so good. Like, it was so attractive to me, the way he models his stuff, and the style he uses. It's very similar to Tim Burton, but I'm talking about a person that I've not even announced yet. So the person we are reacting today is Ace of Clay. Now, if you've never heard of this guy, I may have spoiled it a little bit at the start, but he makes clay models out of Super Sculpey, my favourite modelling clay ever. And that's the only clay I've ever used for modelling, other than Play-Doh, which is when we were younger. But the way he does it, I just hope I'll be able to get as good as this guy when I start doing sculptures properly. If you want me to start doing it for the channel, please let me know, and you might start seeing some clay modeling on this channel as well. The video itself is called I Made a Creepy Version of the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland, Polymer Clay Sculpting. That's the name of the type of clay that he uses. Now, I've not watched this one. It's 21 minutes and 33 seconds long. I can't wait to see how he makes the Mad Hatter look in this video. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video with Ace of Clay. Let's go.
This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Hey everyone, I'm Ace of Clay. I'm a sculptor, and every week I make a new sculpture. Today I'm sculpting my version of the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland. I've definitely gotten a lot of comments.
He is so good. All of the models are behind him. Every single one he has made.
Alice in Wonderland universe. And I finally did it, and we're starting with my version of the Mad Hatter. I definitely went a darker route, which is probably no surprise to a lot of you, and I just love how he turns out, and I really
love this guy and the stuff that he makes.
Process of me making him. And before we get started, don't forget to check out aceofclay.com. Right now I'm having a sale on what I like to call the Ace of Clay Super Pack. It has 14 official items for only $29.99, so check it out. The link is in the description box below, and then just check out my website in general.
Go support him if you're interested in this type of stuff as well, because he is so good.
Enough of that, let's make the Mad Hatter.
He has been doing this for years as well, so a lot of practice. He knows what he's doing.
Alright, let's get started. I've got my wooden base here with the pre-drilled holes, and I do sell these on my website with and without holes if you want to check that out. And we're going to start shaping out the Mad Hatter's armature with my 10 gauge armature wire, also sold on my website. I'm going to start by creating one side of him and then mirroring it to create the other, and then tying everything together with another piece of wire.
Like, just watching him do this types of like things in the video. It takes me back to college so much because that's where I made the Michael Myers head bust. That's where I first used like clay properly, and I had so much fun doing it. Like him doing like the wire and things like that just brings me back memories of me doing it all back in college as well. So I've just thought I'd get that in there just before we carry on this. So let's carry on.
Now I'm just going to put him
So
into
many
his
fun
stance,
times.
and then we can start bulking out his chest with some Super Sculpey Ultralight after we brush on some Bacon
This
Bond.
is so cool as well. Like the final products are just insane.
Once the torso is shaped out, let's go ahead and bake this. And once it's baked and cooled down, it's time to cover it with our final layer of clay. I'm using Super Sculpey Original.
Super
getting a thin,
Sculpey,
even
yes.
sheet all over the torso, and then we'll work our way down to the
It's
legs.
so easy to use.
Applying Bacon Bond to the wire before you add your clay makes it much easier for the clay to adhere. In my opinion, it works just as well as wire wrapping. And I'm just adding my snake of clay and shaping out the leg. And we're going to do this again for the other one. Once the legs are on, I'm going to use some small snakes of clay to create folds and wrinkles on the pants. I'm just going to
So
press on the
cool.
wrinkle and then blend in the edges with my spoon tool and Super Poker.
And I'm not saying that really early with the, like, he's only just started, but just wait, you understand what I mean. Because the amount of detail he goes into.
Now he's going to be wearing a three-piece suit of sorts, so I just rolled out a flat sheet of clay and I cut out his vest and we're applying it now, along with some more wrinkles. To add some more wrinkles, I'm just rocking my Super Poker over it like so. And if you're wondering, the Super Poker will be available on my website very, very soon. Now I'm blending the sides of his vest in with the rest of his body so that when we add his overcoat, it's not going to have a bump. Now we're just adding his neck so we can work on the collar.
See, he looks super clean already, and he hasn't done hardly anything.
Using a flattened snake of clay, I am going to apply it to him and create the opening of his coat. Once that's done, I'm just going to blend the rest of it into his back. For the free hanging part of his coat, I'm using some Cos clay so that it doesn't break after it's baked. Just adding this strip along the bottom, and then I'm going to blend that top edge in with the Super Sculpey.
Yeah, cosplay is used for like the flexible bits of material on like clay. So it, even when it gets hard, it stays flexible. So it gives that materialistic like feel to what you're looking at. And if you try to feel it, it'll still be like flexible but hard at the same time, which makes that so good for like clothing and things like that, as he's obviously doing there. In case you didn't know why he's using a different type of what's it called? Clay.
Now I'm going to nitpick some things a little bit and then flare out those pieces there. Now let's pop on his collar and lapels. Now let's cut out the fish mouths. And of course he needs a bow tie.
He's not the Mad Hatter without a bow tie, is he? Come on. Or the hat. The hat has to be magnificent.
And let's finish this off with some buttons. Alright, this part of his body looks
pre-bake
good.
it.
Let's take a break and sculpt his head. I'm going to start by shaping out the core of his head with
Don't
some
have to
aluminum
pre-bake
foil,
it, but
and
he
then
normally
covering
does.
it in some Super Sculpey Living Doll. I want his head to be disproportionately large to the rest of his body, which is why it's so big. Now I'm just using my Excel blade to cut out the mouth. He's going to have an open mouth with, you'll see.
He's so good with facial expressions on his models as well.
Now let's remove that foil and clay and then coat the inside with some more clay so that everything is nice and enclosed. And let's start making his nose using this little teardrop shape, and I'm going to blend the edges in with the rest of his face.
I do like watching these videos as well because like it shows me where I went wrong early when I first done the head bust and things that I could have improved on. Like it looks okay for a first time, but like I just said, he shows me so much stuff that I could have done to improve it that I now know that I could have done. Obviously, it just takes time and like trial and error type thing with this type of stuff. But just watching someone who knows what they're doing like this can improve like the stuff you make so much more. Which is why I can't wait to start doing it myself. But yeah, like I said down in the comments, let me know if you want to see any like clay modeling stuff on this channel as well, because I will do it, because I'm very interested in this type of stuff, like making my own statues so I don't have to pay like say like go to like a store and having to pay for like a head bust or like a little minifigure. I would rather make one myself, like my own unique one, so that like it's special. So yeah, if you're interested, let me know in the comments below.
Now I'm adding 2 smaller teardrop shapes to create his nostrils. And let's blend everything together with this rubber shaper.
This is so fun, especially when you're doing it because you lose track of time. It's so much fun. Especially when you get to the detail inside, because you can go all out
the nostrils, I'm using this
on
tiny
everything,
ball stylus.
if you wanted.
Alright, now it's time for some teeth. I'm going to brush on some Bacon Bond so they stick, and I'm adding them as little cylinders and then pressing them down and shaping them with my spoon tool. I want his mouth to be very crowded with teeth that look like they're too big.
So he just puts so much care in everything that he does with these types of sculpts.
Using a large ball stylus, I'm going to add some indents around the mouth to sort of define the chin a little bit more. Now let's pop on his chin.
Because it seems like so insignificant, the stuff that he's just detailing in now, but trust me, it makes it pop at the end. Trust me, the text styling and everything just makes it pop.
And here I just added some more clay to further enhance his jaw. Now I want to give him some big cheeks and deep nasolabial folds.
This is going to look so cool. He has his own original characters as well that he makes.
And let's give him some really defined smile
which are
lines.
really good. Because he has his
Using
own
a couple different tools, I'm going to blend in that tiny snake of clay.
like his own like multiverse type scenario. So he has all of his own characters, like original characters that he's made
himself.
himself.
Repeat this process on the other side,
which is so cool.
Now for the final touch on his face, we're going to give him a long, pointy, creepy tongue. I just shaped it out with some clay, and I'm texturing it with this face brush from the dollar store. Now let's stick it in.
See, look how realistic that tongue looks without color.
Serious, slimy mouth and tongue noises while he's talking. Now we're going to give him 2 large buck teeth up top. I just added an indent into the tongue first, like he's sort of biting down a little bit. And we're going to add each tooth like so. And using my super poker, we're going to texture the teeth now. Using my rubber shaper, we're going to add some wrinkles.
Because when you get good at this, you are good, trust me.
And some deep pores on his cheeks.
You'll never go back when you get good at something like this. So much fun.
And you're probably wondering why I haven't given him eyes yet. Well, that's because his hat is going to completely cover his eyes. Here I am shaping out the brim, and we're going to attach it. We have to take this off later when we do the top part, but there we go. Now we're just using some ultralight to create the top of the hat, and we're going to blend that ultralight in with the rest of his head.
I don't know too much about ultralight, so you might have to look it up if you're interested. I only know of like Sculpey and the Cosclay. I don't know about ultralight or things like that. But obviously learn it if I have to.
Like I mentioned earlier, I removed the brim just so it's easier to smooth in this ultralight. And with the Super Poker, we're going to create some wrinkles. And a nice seam along the top. Alright, let's put the brim back on. Once the brim's on, I'm just going to pinch that edge there just so it's not so blunt. And we're going to blend the brim and crown of the hat with some Bacon Bond. And then, of course, add that little price tag.
Yes.
And a little band around the edge.
It's always nice relaxing music
and now
as
we
well.
gotta pop on the bottom half of his ears. Once the head's done, I'm gonna add some Bacon Bond into the hole inside and then stick it on his body.
I mean, look at it already.
Before we bake him, I'm just gonna brush on some
Like,
Bacon
come
Bond
on.
mixed with clay softener to give it a nice texture and smooth out any fingerprints.
And this is only going to get better because of color and things that he's going to
now
add.
Let's get this guy in the oven. And once he's baked and cooled down, I just put his arms into their final positions and we're gonna start adding some clay. And of course, some more folds and wrinkles with our Super Poker. Now let's pop on his hands. If you want a full hand tutorial, I have one on my channel that is really in-depth and shows you how to make hands with and without armature wire. And I thought it would be a nice touch to have him holding a teacup and saucer. So we're gonna put the teacup in his one hand and then make the other arm and add the saucer to the other hand. For the last sculpting step on this guy, we're gonna pop on some shoes. Well, actually, this is the last step. We're just gonna brush all that uncured clay with clay softener to remove fingerprints and make the texture match the rest of him. And once he's baked and cooled down, it's time for paint. I'm gonna start with his skin. We're going in with this nice bluish, greenish, gray color.
This is gonna look so good.
Once my base color is on his face, we're going
I'm sorry
to
I
add
keep
a
repeating
darker
that.
version
It's
of
just
it as
I
a
know
wash,
it's
and
gonna
then
look
brush
insane.
off the excess with a paper towel so that all of it just sticks in the nooks and crannies.
Because I know how
When
good
you're
he
adding
is.
washes, it's important to work quickly. If you're just mixing your paint with water, if you're using an acrylic extender, it'll make the paint dry slower. Once the wash is done and dry, I'm just going to dry brush some lighter blue on the surface to highlight it more. And now we're going to go in and paint the inside of his mouth.
Oh, he's putting a bit of red in there. Like a deep red.
Now for some thin, villainous lips. Using a fine paintbrush and some purple, I'm going to go into all of the wrinkles on his face and really bring them out. Now I'm going to paint his tongue this nice dead pinkish color.
Ooh. See what I mean? It looks so realistic. That tongue.
To make it look like he needs a tongue scraper, we're going to dry brush some lighter pink on top of it. Now let's paint those teeth.
So much detail.
Once his face is done, we're going to work our way up to the hat. I'm going to paint it this bright cyan color. Just trust the process.
Yeah, because you got to blend and everything to make it look perfect to your eye. If it doesn't work the first time, keep trying and trying.
Once my blue
Trust
is
me,
on, I'm going to
something
dirty it
will
up with
happen that
some
will
bright
improve
orange.
what you're doing.
This is going to give it an old, weathered, ugly look. And the reason why this is working is because blue and orange are complementary colors.
It looks like rust. Just the detail, man, that he goes into.
Once I'm done with my blotchy orange, we're going to go over everything.
I appreciate
this
this stuff so much. Because you have to put time and effort into something like this.
Now I want this guy's clothes to look like
it's
he
giving
just
off like a
found them
neon look to
all
me.
somewhere, so we're gonna go with a bunch of mismatched colors. I don't want him to look like a clown though, so we gotta be careful.
It looks like a metal hat a
And
little
we're
bit
starting
as
with
well.
this dark,
because
dull
of the
purple
colours.
vest, and I'm just dry brushing it to bring out the highlights. To anchor everything, I decided to go with a dark brown coat. I was gonna make it silver or gold, but then I thought, like, I'm making an evil Mad Hatter, not Elton John. And let's go with this nice pistachio color for the pants.
Ooh.
To finish off his coat, after dry brushing some highlights, I'm going to add some gold piping. And we need to dirty up that button-up shirt a little bit, so we're just going to add a dark brown wash and then some drip marks after we wash out the bow tie. I want these drips to just look like the evil is dripping out of his neck. Now for the price tag. And very carefully with a fine paintbrush, I'm going to write the numbers on it. And there we go. Let's go ahead and dirty it up with another dark brown wash. And let's do the same thing on the pants. Now you hear me say a lot that I'm using a dark brown wash for pretty much every area, but I'm not using the exact same brown for each one. I'm using a different brown. If you use the same one, it's all just gonna kind of mush together. You wanna have a little bit of variety. And I thought a nice pink teacup would look nice with some gold trim.
Like them
Now
gloves
let's finish
look
up his
good.
gloves.
They look good.
And of course, let's paint up his super smooth, high quality Ace of Clay sculpture base. And for the last step of painting, we're gonna add a high gloss varnish to the inside of his
Ooh.
mouth and his teacup. Now let's figure out what color hair
I
to
was
give
using
him.
material for his hair
I
as
really
well.
thought that I was gonna do that like toothpaste blue color that matched his face to kind of just like wash him out and make him look weird, but I don't know. I ended up going with this red here. I didn't want to use red because I didn't want it to look like, you know, I was trying to copy the Johnny Depp Mad Hatter, but it looked so good with his skin color. So I'm just attaching the red
I would have maybe
hair
thrown
with
a bit
some
of orange in there
Fabri-Tac.
as well.
This is the best adhesive for polymer
Try and
clay.
blend
I
the
swear,
two.
if you want to add other materials to your polymer clay pieces, use Fabri-Tac. And then after all the hair is attached off camera, I sort of twist little pieces together to make it look more messy. Now let's get that last piece on and say it with me.
And he's done! My version of the Mad Hatter is complete. Let me know how you think I did in the comments.
See what I mean? The detail. Like, just look at it. The detail, bro. I can't wait to start doing things like this. I just can't wait. This stuff like this makes it look so fun. And it is fun because I've done it. It looks so good, bro. So good. Like, that tongue looks so real. Definitely a blend orange in with the hair, because I reckon that would have made it look a bit better.
I really like how this guy turned out. You've been asking
So
for
cool.
him for so long, and I'm sorry that it took me this long to start doing Alice in Wonderland stuff, but if you like this, I can definitely make some of the other characters.
See what I mean though? Like that's the end of the video, but like, you see what I mean with his style of work that he does? It looks so cool, like a Tim Burton-esque type style, which I love. I love Tim Burton style stuff. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below of this type of video. Do you want to see more of it on the channel? Because I'll definitely would be more than willing to showcase his work a lot more on this channel. He is so good. He's done so much more other things, like the Grinch, things for Christmas. That he's done the Grinch, as I just said. He's also done Jack Skellington for Christmas as well. He's also done like multiple variations of Jack Skellington. He's done loads of things. Just hop over to his channel and you'll see what I mean. But if you, like I said, if you want me to react to more of him, please let me know in the comments below, and I would happily do that. If you're not a subscriber, please smash the subscribe button, so hit the notification bell to be notified when I don't upload such as these ones and my gaming videos at the weekend. Gaming will be coming back next year. In January, because I'm still figuring out what I need to do to make things work on that side. I'm having problems as it is with gaming, so if you're waiting for gaming, hopefully soon. It probably won't be Suicide Squad, it'll probably be something else, so stay tuned for stuff like that. Comments below if you want to see me start doing some modeling stuff, clay, statues, whatever, because I am going to be doing them at some point as like my own like hobby during like in the future. But if you want to see it on the channel, please let me know. I would happily do that for the channel as well. But yeah, that's all I've got time for today. This is my final video of this year, just so everyone knows. I will not be doing another reaction video until the new year. So before I go, I'd like to say a Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas, and the New Year's coming around the corner, so I hope everyone has a happy new year, and I will see you in the new year of 2025. And I'll see you then. Goodbye.